Canto 9, Mantras. The 61st aphorism. Some languages in the Far East are created according to the natural expressions of the different stages of the mind in viewing their own creations. These languages are created to present mental pictures of things to be expressed. They can be understood when listening from superconscious states, even should the listener not consciously comprehend the language. These mystical languages are said to be created by the gods, and insofar as they are existing today, performing the same works as intended, the effects of the sound, meaning, and knowledge are combined as one. Other languages have evolved out of other languages, and still other languages were created by ethnic, tribal groups. But the few that exist that were created by the gods, like affirmations, create mental pictures and effect desired results or undesired results, as the case may be. An awakened clairaudient person listening from a high superconscious state can watch the pictures that a conversation is creating, similar to viewing a television screen with a dialogue going on in a language that he cannot consciously understand. I remember once, when I was 23 years of age or so, listening to a group of people speaking in the Tamil language while I was in meditation. I saw a beautiful stream of water flowing by me, like on television, and to my amazement, later I found that they had been speaking about an irrigation channel. Subsequently, I've had similar experiences. Therefore, somehow the vibration of the sounds creates mental pictures. These mantra languages have persisted in the purity generation after generations. Though the meanings may have changed in certain words, the sounds have not. For instance, in ancient Tamil and modern Tamil, the sounds are the same. The meanings of the words may be more than slightly different, but the mental pictures that the arrangements of sounds produce would be similar century after century. In man-created alphabets, even the sounds of the alphabet change from century to century. The 62nd aphorism. All superconscious languages can be spoken and or comprehended superconsciously when the esoteric science of language is understood. This aphorism was given in the early 50s, and it is very interesting that Shum, the language of meditation, came superconsciously in the late 60s, almost 20 years later. Since Rahu has an 18-year cycle, this might be tied in somehow to this planet. The Shum language was created, taught and spoken, and remained within a small group of people. 30 years from its conception, in the late 90s, we began to bring it forward for the devotees in its fullness. This 30-year history of the Shum Tiev language is an indication that it is a part of the fabric of all peoples of our planet. The 63rd aphorism. The essence of language resulting from superconscious expression can be summed up in one word, namely the Sanskrit word mantra, meaning incantation. Superconscious languages, when spoken, call forth devas within the inner worlds that surround the group that they are listening to. These devas, some of them disincarnate beings living close to the earth on the astral plane, help to fulfill the wishes of the individuals who are having the conversation. These devas are very alert to all conversations of all people who speak the superconscious language. Some languages pierce into the third world, others the second. Man-made languages or languages that change the sounds from century to century, totally localized to the area of consciousness they are spoken in. They don't penetrate the inner world. This is because they are not mantra languages, and speaking them is not an incantation. The 64th aphorism. Mantras chanted in languages other than those of superconscious origin tap only the subconscious of the conscious mind in a form of autosuggestion. Mantras of superconscious origin awaken the sub-superconscious states of mind. This aphorism explains itself extremely well. The only other comment to be made would be that every seeker on the path of spiritual unfoldment should acquaint himself with the superconscious language and learn at least 100 or 200 words and some phrases so that in his private thoughts or with other devotees, these words can be interspersed with the other languages he is speaking. Sanskrit, Pali, Tamil, and other sacred languages penetrate the Devaloka and the Shivaloka, allowing the great souls there to get the gist of the conversations going on. The tones of the language also plays an important part in bringing the devotee's awareness into an inner state of mind, be it the subconscious or the superconscious. The 65th aphorism. Use of mantras awaken various brain cells so that the ego may vibrate superconsciously. They are the subtlest superconscious thoughts before the ego enters fully into a superconscious state. We can clearly see that mantra or affirmations chanted in languages created by the conscious mind would not produce the outcome this aphorism is indicating. But mantra created through the superconscious languages would definitely open the inner doors to supreme higher consciousness. After one realizes Parashiva, the self-God within, the aftermath of realization is that the sound is the first ever emanating vibrations out of that great depth of timeless, formless, spaceless. These sounds are the first manifestations of form. These sounds, captured by superconscious beings, blended together, creates this high breed of language. Sanskrit, for instance, is the perfect and foremost sacred language and benefits the devotee who chants it even if he does not know the meaning.